Hey, in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can start a YouTube campaign from scratch for your e-commerce brand. So let's get started. First of all, you have to click on create and you have to select campaign. In the campaign section, Google will ask you to select an objective. Make sure that you always select a sales objective if you're an e-commerce brand and lead objective if you are just running YouTube ads for your coaching or consulting business. Now, under the conversion goal, you have to check whether the conversion event you want to optimize for is showing up here. So for us, it's purchase, and as you can see, it's working for us. So we'll click on the continue. Now, this is the section where you can select the campaign type you want to run. Select video campaign from here if you want to run YouTube campaign. Click on continue. Google will ask you to name your campaign. So how I do it is I start with the date just to, you know, keep track when I launch the campaign. So we'll start with the date here. Followed up by the type of audience I'm going to target, right? So in this case, it's going to be a custom audience. The country I'm going to target, it's US. And then you can keep the bidding strategy you're using, right? Coming to the next part, make sure the country you want to target shows up here. For our case, it's United States. The language, you can keep it all language if it's a homogeneous kind of population, but as you know that people in United States even speak Spanish, so I just want to make sure that only English speaking audiences watching this content, so I'll select English. Now coming to the bidding strategy, and a lot of people have doubt that what bidding strategy will suit the YouTube campaign if you're just starting out. You have two options. You can start with maximize conversion or target CPA. But if it's your first YouTube campaign and you don't have any data, I would suggest that always select with maximize conversion, and later on, if you have a stable CPA, you can actually switch to target CPA. So we'll be starting with maximize conversion. Coming to the daily budget, what's a good budget for your YouTube campaign? If you're running all other kind of ads in your Google account, you must have a average CPA in the account, right? The ideal budget could be around 1.5 to 2 times of your CPA just to start with and testing the YouTube video. In this case, let's say our CPA is $30. So we would start with $60, right? Network, you can't do much here. So we'll keep it this way. Another part of a YouTube campaign is site links. We don't usually use it, but if you have good site links which have performed great with your search campaign, you can actually put it here under the site links. Now come to product feed. If you have a product feed set up with your merchant center and you're already using it, right? So I will suggest that you select the product feed here. Okay, it will show up here and it will go along with your video campaign. So select the product feed if you have a working merchant center, right? Go to the additional settings. Here's the very crucial part of the campaign. Remove TV screen for now. You want to make sure that your campaign shows up on mobile, computer and tablet only initially. And here you can select the operating system, right? If you are associated in selling some tech, which is just relevant for certain models of mobile phone or device models, you can select it here, right? Frequency capping, like some people mess up with this feature as well. They set up like 7 as a frequency capping or any random number. I would suggest that keep it like that and let the Google decide what's a good frequency capping for you, right? At the end of the day, the audience is going to be very large compared to Facebook. So generally, your frequency will remain under 2 in most of the cases. Ad scheduling would be all day, third-party measurement. So if you don't use any third-party tool for the measurement, it will be selected as none. Now, video enhancement, usually I keep it off. I just want Google to use the video I submitted, right? Now, you have to make the ad group for your YouTube campaign. We'll start with the naming convention here. So the naming convention of our ad group will include the audience we are using and like the products we are targeting. So if you are targeting only your best sellers, you can put it here, right? Or if there is a product collection you are targeting, like you're just targeting a certain kind of sizes or a certain gender or mm, a certain color. If it's a clothing product, then you can mention it here, okay? And you can specify the products, right? You can do it via item ID, or if you have custom label enabled, you can do it via custom labels, right? Now coming to creating audience for your YouTube campaign, click on the add audience and click on the new audience. If it's your first campaign and you're not using any audience for your performance max or shopping campaign, I would suggest creating a new audience. If you have a winning audience with performance max, you can even select that audience to start with. In the new audience tab, you have multiple options to select your audience. The first option is custom segment, and we'll be using custom segment for this video. The second option is your data. You can actually create a remarketing audience. Okay, the website visitors or your customer list, you can put it here for the retargeting purpose. The third audience, which is a broad audience, and I won't recommend you to start with this audience, is interest and detailed demographic based audience, right? You can actually select the in-market audience and the affinity audience that the Google selects for you based on what's working in your Google ad account. But this is something that you should go for on the later stage. But if it's your first YouTube campaign, go with the custom audience. Click on create a custom segment and click on the new segment. My favorite audience, and like this is something which has worked in the past 12 months for me and for my clients, is a audience based on keywords and the list of websites, which is a list of competitor website, right? So I will name it keyword plus competitor. I have already created this list for this video. So we already have a list of 20 keywords we want to use. For this example, I am targeting the people who are interested in buying hoodies, and then there is an audience based on, you can say, the websites, the competitor website. We call it level 1 audience because this is pretty much close to our actual product. Then you can go for level 2 and level 3 audience, like depending upon if it's a complementary product or the keywords which are related to the hoodie, right? If someone is searching for hoodie, what are the other products they are searching for? So you can go for those keywords, but just to start with, and if you not running into any scaling issue, you should always start with the keywords, like directly related keywords, as close as possible. So we already have a list of keywords, and how I do keyword research is based upon the search term reports I get in the Google ad account. That's the first point. That's the first point of, research. And then I use ChatGPT for that. So you can put the search terms from your Google account, right? And you can ask ChatGPT to produce the related keywords, and then you go back to your keyword planner and you can actually see what's the search volume for those keywords. I will cover the keyword research in another video because it's a long topic, right? So I will cover it in another video. For this video, we will use the keywords right from here. So the first keyword is oversized hoodie. people who search for any of these terms on the Google, right? So oversized hoodie is the first keyword. Comfy hoodie for women. And then we have trendy hoodie, right? Trendy oversized hoodie. So I'll put all the keywords here, right? And then you can see as soon as we start putting the keywords, the audience will start populating. We have 1 billion to 5 billion impressions. The gender is female as we have put comfy hoodie for women. So 55% women, age is 25 to 34. So the audience is making sense, right? 66% are non-parents. Now we're gonna target the competitor here. So just add some competitor websites, right? This is the first one. Then we can add another one, right? So just like that, paste keywords here and all the competitor websites here, right? And then you can save it. Now you can come to exclusion list if you want to keep this as top of the funnel and you have a lot of customer with you just exclude it. You can exclude all the converters or all the purchases, right? If you have a big list. Here's a demographic option. You can check if you want to specifically target some specific gender or the age groups, right? In our case, I want to keep it 18 to 54 because we are selling hoodie here. Gender would be all genders. And then if it's a high ticket product, you can also target like just top 30% income group, or if it's related to kids, then you can go for parents, right? So that's how you're gonna create the audience, naming the audience. It's a custom audience based on keywords plus competitor. Okay, and that's for hoodies. Click on the save. Here's an option, optimize for targeting, right? I would say that you turn it off in the beginning because otherwise Google can waste your budget. If you have limited budget, don't optimize for targeting. Now we come to the last part of the YouTube ads where you have to insert your video, right? And then you have to insert the headlines. So we can pick any video from the internet just for the example, right? And we'll paste the video URL. So you can go to your YouTube page and you can paste the URL. Our final URL would be something where you want to send the people, right? So just for the example. And in the path, so this one is shown to the people in some cases, right? So you can mention if the people are going to the collection page or any specific page, like after clicking the link, you can mention it here, right? Now you have to add a call to action. If it's an e-commerce product, you can keep it shop now. If it's a free workshop or a consulting based product or a course, you can keep learn more or book now. Okay, that's call to action. Add up to 5 headlines and already made it for this video, right? Just like the keywords. We will use these headlines as we are offering 60% discount in this case, and we have descriptions. Your headline should be under 30 letters and description should be under 90 letters, right? And then you have to put a long headline which should be under 90 letters. How you gonna create these headlines or the long headlines? You can take example from your search campaign, your best performing asset from the performance max. You'll find the best performing headlines and from the search and the performance max campaign. Put them in your chat GPT, ask for the variation, right? Or if you have best performing copies in Facebook, you're running meta ads and you have a good copies in meta ads, or you are doing organic outreach on Instagram, on TikTok, you have good headlines which are working well. You can actually use them in the YouTube ads as well. So there is no hard and fast rule. Take use of ChatGPT, what's already working for you in your Google account or in your Meta account, and just put it here in your first test. Let's make this add up. Okay, you can add up to 5 headlines. I'll suggest you that you add up to 5 headlines, give Google some variations to test. Okay. Now, long headline, you can use descriptions because it's kind of same. Your long headline should include what's in your main headline. Like if there is some sort of discount you're offering, it should come under the long headline. And then if your customer review can come here, how many satisfied customer you have, like, right? Any trust score you have, or any discount or any sales you're running, it can come under the long headline. Descriptions as well. You can keep around 2 to 3 description to start with, right? That will work good. Now it's time to name your ad. Mm, you can name it based on the creative you're using. The hook, right? What's the hook in your ad? Then the headline, the major headlines, right? Or the number of headlines you're using. We're using 5 headlines here. Or you can always put something like the landing page, right? So the landing page is the collection page in our case, right? So that's it. You have created your ad and just click on create campaign, right? And your campaign will be created. So it's here, right? The campaign is ready to go, right? Mm. Now it's under review. It usually takes 24 hours for the Google to review your campaign and it will be live, right? So this is how you can start running your YouTube ads, your first YouTube ad, right? In the coming videos, I will also share with you how you can optimize your YouTube ads based on the data you are getting. Just for the sake of optimization and the testing, I would suggest you that you should run your YouTube ads for at least 14 days before making any decisions because YouTube is completely different from the meta ads where you get results very fast. But in the case of YouTube, make sure that you don't make much changes and just stick to the same ad for 14 days, right? And just to start with, you can create one campaign, 2 or 3 ad sets, and 2 or 3 ads in different ad sets, right? 2 or 3 ads in different 3 ads will be ad sets would be enough for you to start testing with the YouTube, right? Just wait for 14 days, look at your CVR and look at your CTRs, how many views you're getting, right? What's the cost per view you're getting, right? And viewable rate, what's your viewable rate with the campaign and what's your cost per purchase in the beginning, right? In the first 14 days, just look at it and then try to optimize your campaign based on the data you're getting, right? If you like this video and if you find any sort of value in this video, I would suggest you to follow this channel and just turn on the notification because in future, if I upload any valuable content based on the paid ads, especially the Google ads, you will get the notification for